Hello, hello, hello. It's Attorney Mike Grevin coming to you from Chicago. As usual, Rhonda Sue sends me a message this morning. Apparently, we've got a soft-sit going to jail in Judge Middleton's court. I think it's the same one. I've seen about 1 minute of it. And then I scrapped watching it and thought, I'm just going to stream this because I'm not sure, but I believe this is the follow-up to one I did just a couple days ago and before that. This is the third installment for this particular sovereign citizen. I want to see it play out with you guys as it's fresh to me because it should be pretty fun. So let's get started with this. We'll do a real intro.
Yeah, I'm going live here, so we should.
Okay, yep, got it.
Good morning.
I'll put links. I'll put links to the previous two videos in the description below eventually here.
Good morning. We're gonna start early. We've got some landlord-tenant matters set at 9.
Yeah, we got Debbie.
Woohoo! Unscheduled matter we're gonna deal with, and we'll do that here. So good morning, everyone. Beautiful day here in Michigan. Frank's here. He's ready to go. Mr. Aiken, why don't you come over here and have a seat?
Never know when you're going to need it.
Mr. Aiken. Do you guys recognize Mr. Aiken? That's the guy, right? I don't know.
Andy, I'm gonna mute your mic.
Hopefully I wasn't trolled.
All right, this is the morning we would be beginning landlord-tenant matters here in a bit. But we've got an unscheduled matter. Mr. Justin Michael Aiken is here. File number 222036 alleges no insurance under the insurance code. File 222037 ST alleges driving suspended first offense and improper plate. Those are alleged to have occurred on October 18th of last year. Also, the case is file 2240 SM, alleges no insurance and driving suspended on January 1st of 2023. And Mr. Aiken is here. This matter was set for jury trial on Wednesday, May 24th. Deborah Davis is here with us from the prosecuting attorney's office. She had been managing these cases, but she was obligated to try another case in the circuit court on Wednesday, very important case. And Casey Johnson was assigned then to handle this case, and he was here Wednesday, ready to proceed. We had prepared the jury instructions. We had 30 jurors here, and we were prepared to go to jury trial on the October 18th case. In your case, you had steadfastly maintained your I'm not sure, lack of responsibility. I won't say innocence, but and expressly indicated you did not want to have an attorney to represent you. And you also steadfastly remained in your request for a jury trial. And we were here, we had 30 jurors who all took the day off, and we were prepared and you didn't show up. And so I issued a bench warrant for your arrest. And I said on the live stream that if anybody knows Mr. Aiken, have him come turn himself in. And that was Wednesday, and here it is Friday morning, and here you are. Mr. Aiken, what's your position here?
Well, Your Honor, I'd like to apologize to you and everybody that was here for the trial. And I got scared that day, and I apologize to everybody for not being here. And if we could work, some kind of financial plan, something of that sort, or whatever you
Were you
feel
scared to go to
necessary needs
jail?
be done, I'll get done. I'll take responsibility.
Mr. Aiken, have you paid your ticket in cold water?
I'm actually been trying to work on that.
Okay, so once that's done, you'll be able to get your license from the
Yes.
Secretary of State again.
Yes.
Okay.
And I plan on getting.
Deborah's still
insurance
trying to be
for
nice to
my
him.
vehicle.
Very good.
Well, we still have these two cases, which were set for jury trial. And what do you wish to do with those? You wish me to reset them? Or is there some?
Before you make that decision, the offer of allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code in each of those, which is the offense that doesn't carry points on your license, so it wouldn't prevent you from getting the license once you pay off your cold water ticket and probably a reinstatement fee to the Secretary of State. If you pled to account in each of the files, we would dismiss the remainder.
All right, that was the original offer, and she bent over backwards to make it. So let me repeat what it is. You're charged with two separate incidents, one in October of 22 and one in January of 23. Driving suspended and having no insurance. No insurance is punishable by up to a year in jail. It carries a minimum fine of $200, a maximum fine of $500. It requires you to be fingerprinted, and it doesn't have a restriction. The driving suspended charge requires that your license be suspended. It carries 2 points, fine of up to $500 and up to 93 days in jail. The prosecutor is agreeing to dismiss all of that, plus the plate violation, for 2 pleas to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. Allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code is sort of a legal fiction. The other that it is allowing to violate the code is yourself. But it carries no points. It doesn't get abstracted to your driver's license and won't affect your ability to keep or maintain your license. Ms. Davis had made that offer at least twice before, and you declined it. Are you willing to accept that at this point?
I'm willing to accept that, Your Honor.
All right, did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
No.
Diana, you need Debbie?
I just need a signature. Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
You can keep that.
Am I back?
No, actually, no, I need it back. I just thought you might need a pen.
I don't typically go paperless, but that's an amended information or amended.
All right, Mr. Aiken, let's talk about that. Other than what Deborah said and what I just explained to you, did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
It was all me just wanting to get this taken care of and resolved.
All right, anybody threaten you?
No, sir.
Do you understand that if you do plead to these charges, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury?
Yes, I
If you had a trial, you would have the right to be represented by an attorney. All you gotta do is ask me, but you've been adamant throughout that you did not want to have an attorney to represent you. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so that you could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand yourself and testify, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent if and until the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand?
Yes, sir.
2, 2302036.
Okay, so we take a plea. This doesn't look
All
like
right, were
it's
you
headed
driving
towards
a
jail.
car in Constantine on October 18th of 2022?
I was driving.
Traveling. Well, did you not have insurance on the vehicle?
Ah, he was
I
traveling.
did not. I just purchased that.
Let's do it.
Vehicle
Let's get it out this morning, huh?
during that
Shall we?
time.
It was a truck.
Yeah, it was a truck.
All right. I'm gonna order a $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $125. I'm gonna give you until July 1st. All right, that takes care of the first case.
Please tell me it gets worse.
And the second case. Oops.
All right there, big subset. We
2,
we already
3.
have a conviction now. That's one. That's one in the right direction. And it's a good deal for you. You were wise to take it for once in your dopey life.
An order 10 days jail, credit 0, leaving 10 days to serve.
Whoa.
Uh,
10 days in jail, credit 0.
Same thing, $125, due by July 1st of 23.
I smell a remand. I love how he does it so calmly and nicely that you don't realize it's happening.
I also find that you're in contempt of court for failing to appear for your jury trial
Boom.
on Wednesday.
That's a full pickle.
You have some misinformed, misguided notion that the laws of the state of Michigan don't apply to you. People refer to this as sovereign citizen, but that isn't what it is. There's no sovereign in it. I call it willingly misinformed defendants. There's no sovereign about it. And you wasted a whole bunch of our time, the prosecutor's time, filed a bunch of documents that didn't mean anything. You were always respectful, but she made this very generous plea offer several times, but you wanted to represent yourself. You wanted to have a jury trial. The irony of this is that you demanded your rights as a citizen in the state of Michigan to be presumed to be innocent, to have an attorney appointed, and to have a jury of your peers. If you got a jury summons, you wouldn't have shown up. You would have said, I'm a sovereign and you can't dictate what I have to do as a citizen of the state of Michigan, but you're okay if you drag in 30 other people who took the day off work, who were nervous the night before. They came in here and sat around here for
Get him,
45
Judge.
minutes waiting for you to show up. And you wouldn't have shown up if you had been a juror. It cost the county $565
True that.
in jury fees, and it cost the jurors probably thousands of dollars to come in here for your foolish request. So the contempt was committed in my presence. I'm going to do it in the other case, 2322036. You had been respectful, But that's disrespectful to me, to the prosecutor, and to all those private citizens that came in here because of your whimsical. And I don't even know if they were sincere beliefs. Whoever sold you on this foolishness is cynical. They don't even believe it. I don't know whether you believe it or you're just like messing with the system. But when you involve 30 or 35 of your common citizens who get dragged into this, it's no longer polite or respectful. And you could have had a trial. They would have been here. It would have taken Mr. Johnson about a half an hour to put in the proofs. I also understand, Deborah, he may have 4 or 5 warrants out of Elkhart County, Indiana, and a non-support warrant. So I
Oh,
believe
good
he's also
Lord.
wanted in Indiana.
He's playing this game with warrants in a neighboring state.
And we'll explore that. For the contempt, I order 30 days, credit 0, concurrent with the 10 days I gave you on the other case.
30 days. Woo!
And the cost of the juror to the county.
Wow.
It appears there's 5 separate warrants out of Elkhart for same charge each time: invasion of privacy, violating protective order.
I know where there's free lodging.
Fired as of January of this.
I don't know, but
These-
there's
I mean, they're
apparently
all
warrants
from
for your arrest.
2022, they've been pending. I didn't realize that those were pending when we were doing all this other stuff. I can contact.
How's that working out for you?
Yes. Now, darn it. It was Wednesday, she said that.
And he's got warrants and back support. He's going to get picked up out of Elkhart.
$24.05. So you'll $525 restitution for the cost of the jury.
Boom.
You got a sweet deal from Miss Davis. My advice to you is you get a driver's license like everybody else, like all those jurors that came in here to hear your case. And you stop driving. Now, did somebody bring you here today?
Yeah.
You got 10 days on the driving charge. You weren't traveling, you were driving. You got 30 days for poking me in the eye with a sharp stick and not showing up for a jury. And you've got pending warrants from the state of Indiana and possibly others from Michigan. You're gonna be in jail for a while, so I'm gonna change that due date to August 1st, not July 1st. On both of those. All right, you can go to the court officer.
Thank you.
You could have made things a whole lot easier. You can have those envelopes, Frank. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, is he cuffing him right there? Oh, I hear the cuffs. I like that sound.
That was out of the ordinary.
Yeah, yes, it was, Mr.
I'm sure everybody watching on YouTube swallowed their false teeth.
We sure are,
I'll
Andrew.
be with you in a minute. Let me
Okay.
get situated here.
I don't know who this guy is, but he enjoyed that
Yeah,
whole
mine's gonna be quick.
thing.
Well, let's see if we can extend it.
Well, there you have it. He put him away. I guess I kept thinking he was going to give him like defer some of it or something else. He gave him 10 on the offense and 30 for contempt. Wow. Wow. They still gave him a good deal. They gave him a good deal, although it was the prior deal in terms of the actual offense. He took a plea on that too. So he takes a plea on the underlying offense. And this is all you need to know, though. I don't know. Maybe if I really get inspired, I'll put it into a playlist. There's 3 appearances. I did the first one where he demands a jury trial and, and claims he's innocent. Then somebody sent it to me, and I wasn't sure, but I find out that it was this guy. Just a couple days ago, I did a clip with Judge Middleton sitting there with a veneer. A veneer is the group of jurors that you choose from, for those of you who don't know. So he's got a veneer sitting there, and he's waited a half hour for this guy to show up, and he's not there. At that point, Judge Middleton says, hey, this is being streamed. If anybody knows this guy, tell him he's got a warrant. Turn himself in. Well, he did turn himself in. So this guy they were kind enough to give him the same deal. By the way, they could just reset the trial or try him in absentia. They could easily and convict him on it. But they still gave him a deal. He pled to it this time. But it just shows you their actual conviction when push comes to shove. When push comes to shove, they're going down. These aren't valid defenses. So he pleads guilty to it. Then he has to pay restitution. He rings up a contempt charge for not showing up, which is totally appropriate. Rings up restitution for wasting everybody's time, so 30 people have to sit in a room for a half hour waiting for him. On a jury trial for traffic offenses for which he's clearly guilty. I mean, I don't like to jump to these conclusions. I like the presumption of innocence and all, but, when it's stuff like you don't have a license and they know you don't have a license, well, damn it. Now we're just down to somebody observed you driving. That's it. I'm confident that an officer observed him driving and pulled him over. Then you just look at the time frame and say, well, did you have a license? And no. Okay, well, then you're guilty of this. That's how this works. Oh, I as you can see, there was no prep for this. There was no Van Middleton's name and badge number. And then I was watching it. So it was around to Sue sent it to me. And I'm like, I get the note that Judge Middleton sends someone to jail, but I'm watching this go down and he's being so nice. And then they actually extend the plea deal again. He accepts it, pleads guilty. And I'm thinking there's no jail here because Judge Middleton is super nice. He's going to let this go. I don't think he should. But no, Judge Middleton brought the hammer and he did it so calmly that you didn't realize it was happening. He's like, yeah, we're going to give you 10 days on this and 30 days concurrent, along with a little restitution for wasting our time. The only thing that would have made that clip better is if we would have had more from the defendant. He just went like, oh shucks. Yeah, I guess that was a bad idea. I'm sorry. We didn't have any fight. we didn't have that clip was almost perfect in and of itself. But here's what it needed. Here's what it needed to just to add a little more spice. Something like this would have been nice.
Great.
You created the problem you have, not me.
I object to this whole hearing. Let's go. I'm done.
All right, Mr. Walker, please prepare another order on contempt.
Oh, but we didn't go there. He to his credit, he took his plea. He walked over, assumed the position, put his hands behind his back, and I guess toddled off to a 30-day stint in the St. Joe County Jail. I would imagine he'll get out. I would imagine he'll let him out shorter than that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Here's another reason why you want an attorney. An attorney could. There are arguments to make here. What I think the judge did is absolutely appropriate, but there are arguments to make here, and I guarantee if you're represented, I don't guarantee it, but if you're represented, if you had, one of the usuals over there, or Keith Stickley or somebody with a representation for you, they'll let this sit for a couple of days. They'll motion it up and ask for him to get out of jail. So he'll sit for the weekend. It'll be Thursday next week, and you file a motion to let him out and say he's learned his lesson, blah blah blah, and the judge will do it. Judge Middleton's a super nice guy. He'll do it after the guy said a few days. He'll let him out. Say, fine, I've made my point. Now go. I mean, you've ended up turning a freaking traffic ticket into a jail stint. You sat some days. You could talk him into it, but he doesn't have an attorney because he was too cool for school. So there's nobody to do that. He doesn't know how to do it right. He'll come back and start running his mouth some soft sit stuff and get more contempt if he tries it. Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. Sometimes these are fun. I like these impromptus. It was just straight up. I started watching it for 2 minutes. I'm like, oh, no, this is a follow-up to a guy. I'm just doing it. I'll just watch it cold with you. So I hadn't seen most of that. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate you showing up, especially no notice. There was certainly no notice. I didn't know I was doing it 5 minutes before I did it. So that was a lot of fun. I don't know if I'll do any more today. If not, have a great weekend. I will see y'all soon. I'm not sure if I'll be doing them this weekend or not. I probably will. I don't know. Doesn't matter. In any event, I'll see you soon.